All right. Hello there, everyone, and welcome to Corey Loses, where today we are going to be doing our first community match in Imperial Civil War in quite some time. So hopefully the game cooperates. Empire at War, being Empire at War, sometimes does fun stuff. But looks like we've already got our first game filled. So the way this usually works is I'll host the game. People can join the lobby. It's open to anyone. We play the game, and then we move on to the next one. So I'll try to leave a gap between the game ending and the next one starting so we can get as many people having a chance to get in as possible. Depending on how many people want to play, sometimes we'll say that if you're in one game, you can't be in the next one. So we'll see how it goes. If there's a lot of people who want to play, then we'll go with that. But otherwise, we'll just see what happens. So we have Cinco de Sammy on my team with the New Republic, and CM Gamer and Zero Scale on the other team with the Empire. So that's going to be good. Let's hope for the best. Hey Corey, how was it? Hi. My vacation was alright. It was... we didn't really do too much, so... Some family stuff.
Squadron reporting. We're going in.
I've never actually played on this map before. It is quite a large one. Alright. And also, I usually do also ask that people make sure that your connection is decent before you start, because if you have really high ping, then it can lead to more desyncs and lead to a lot of lag in the game, which makes it next to unplayable.
Asteroids ahead. Switch shield to double front.
TV live again. Well, I don't know if you should really tell everyone I'm the creator of the universe. But
Roger that. Order received. Proceed. Station ready.
gotta try to keep a lower profile on that.
Unit in production.
Okay, that seems like we've got that secured. I'll drop a Corona over there. The match names will be Corey Loses Community.
Squadron, move out.
Construction complete.
Waiting orders.
It'll probably also be the only blue name if you're running the mod, because I don't think there's other people hosting TR games right now. Sometimes some of the people who are waiting for a match to be open will create their own, so that's another option. Looks like we got a lot of Lancers down here.
Building started.
Orbital command available.
Vehicle in production.
Attack formation.
Corona-class frigate reporting.
Reporting. Asteroids
Get out of
ahead.
there.
Shield command. Double front.
They made a new Star Wars strategy game. What would you want most out of it? Modability. More so than any base game content, modability. I would like them to still try to do the whole land, space, and galactic mode that Empire at War has. Or at least space and galactic.
Choose your reinforcements.
If they decide doing land, space, and galactic is too much, then I'd be okay with them dropping the land mode. Going for more of a Sin style, I guess. But I definitely want modding, and I definitely want
Vehicle in production.
space into galactic conquest mode.
Open fire. Enemy spotted. Decoding transmission.
Space station under attack.
IAW recently, is there any text or video guide or explanation of how to play online matches? Well, you just go to the online menu when you're in the game. Not really
We have them in our sight.
much to it other than that.
Target in sight. Assault frigate here. Initiating attack.
Choose your reinforcements.
Roger that.
Okay, we'll get these two. Focus the Acclimator, and this guy can keep on the Lancers.
Ready for action.
Reinforcement available.
I'm going to save up for a back. Yeah, that's an important question. Did you get the Steam version, Vanquish? Well, right now,
Constructing
Tabby, the game's already going on, so it doesn't show the lobbies for ongoing games.
Yes, Commander. Fire! Awaiting orders. Open fire.
Because unfortunately, when Petroglyph re-enabled the online server or online service, it's using Steam, so the other version can't get it,
Attacking target.
or like the GOG versions can't get it. GOG
Our
disc,
space
all that.
station is under attack.
Blow those guns clear off.
Assault frigate here.
Standing by. Target those lasers.
Choose your reinforcements.
What do they got down there? Okay, he's helping there.
Setting course. Ready. Fire at will.
Are you going to do one of these for Father Republic? Yeah, so
Attacking.
when Father Republic is released, we'll probably alternate back and forth between Imperial Civil War and Father Republic. But we are still not quite ready for Father Republic release, so...
Targeting. Yes, sir. Awaiting your orders. Take out those weapon banks.
Yes, Commander.
Our engine is down.
Lost the shield in the back.
Enemy unit disabled. I've got a fix.
Constructing unit.
3-2, full throttle. I can't see
Upgrade
him.
in progress.
And I'll send a Corona.
See him.
Probably shouldn't have used that one to upgrade.
Awaiting orders.
Got a problem. I need help here. Taking command. Loosen up.
Will the Secular be in Father Republic? Not in the first release. Maybe later.
Assault
But
frigate here.
we don't want to put in too much Imperial shit.
Choose your reinforcements.
We're on the move.
We've got to get a handle on the top, at least.
Roger that. On the move. I copy. The lasers are our target.
Upgrade complete.
When do you think Father Republic will be out to the public? It's really impossible to say until the mod is basically done. Like, when we announced the Imperial Civil War 2.2 release date,
Cannons on.
we were just entering the testing phase, and we announced it
We have them
uh,
weapons
as
armed.
being a month out.
Confirmed.
But then, just because of issues during testing, some stuff that came up, like
Destroy
the
the ion cannon.
Orbital command available.
the bug with in the base game where the whole faction slot thing came up, we weren't able. We had to delay it another month. So that's how high variance that could be.
Here.
So
Standing by.
it's generally a bad idea to announce release dates until you're
Setting course.
completely ready.
Ready. Ready to engage.
So once we're in active internal testing with all the content finalized, well, not all the content finalized, but all the basic stuff finalized and only a few bits of content left,
Decoding transmission.
that's when we'd announce a release date. Until then,
Roger that.
we will not.
Moving ahead. Form up. Awaiting orders.
Loosen up.
Copy.
We need to make sure we get at least one of these mines, or else we're in
Orders.
trouble.
Asteroids ahead. Switch shields to double front.
I think we're losing.
Attack formation.
Oh, glad you're enjoying it, Richard.
Copy.
So the other thing I've been thinking with the community matches is what I might do is host them on Twitch, and then I'll download the VOD from that, or I'll record while I'm streaming, and then I'll edit it down to just the matches, get rid of any of the version mismatch ones, or
Target those lasers.
just the downtime in the lobby, and then I'll post the VODs to YouTube. Because I used to stream to both at once, and I don't really like that. That way we can have them on both platforms. Whereas this way, if I stream to YouTube, then it can only be on YouTube. And then then it sort of has to fit in more with the video schedule, whereas if we do it on Twitch, then I can have it on both platforms. So I don't know what everyone's opinion on that is, but that's what I was thinking. Do you have a favorite Star Wars ship? I've generally gone with the Recusant for that. It's been my stock answer.
Ready for action.
Alright, I want to get a Nebula.
Try not to let one of you fail. I'm losing power.
We're a little bit farther off from that.
Standing by.
Watch your six. I've got it lined up. Station ready. I've got one on me. I've been hit.
Almost there.
Hold on.
Vehicle in production.
There we go.
Ready. Attack that target.
Been hit. Attack formation. The enemy has got locked. I need help here.
Is it not allowed to post YouTube videos yourself to Twitch? Well, technically you can use that Premiere feature that they have for Twitch, but I don't think anyone really watches VODs on YouTube, on Twitch, and no one really wants to watch
Awaiting orders.
like the market, I guess, for pre-recorded stuff on Twitch isn't really there.
Is down.
Whereas on YouTube, that's what most people use the platform for anyways. So it's not as weird to have a pre-recorded YouTube video, whereas a pre-recorded Twitch stream is more frowned upon. How far do you think you are with the public? Well, I already talked about why we don't do release dates, but
Attacking. Take out the missile.
there's probably like 30 art assets that need to be done for Fall of the Republic.
All fire at the missile launchers. They've disabled our lasers.
Units / heroes / etc. Would you ever consider putting a ship that repairs other ship in battle like an Ascendancy? The problem with doing repair ships in Empire at War when you use hardpoints is that once the hardpoint's dead, it can't be repaired, and like it's very rare to have a situation where you have more than one hardpoint that's being damaged, and once they're starting to be damaged, they're usually dead within a few seconds. So it's hard to have something that'll repair sufficiently to be worth it. It may be something we try with something out. Like, we are planning to have something fleet tendery, but it'll have another primary effect, and then the amount it repairs is less relevant because it's more meant to do some other stuff. But in general, that's why we don't have any dedicated repair units, because it's just not... It doesn't work super well in EAW. Like, in Phoenix Rising it does, because they don't use targetable hardpoints, it's just the overall health of the ship. So there's more of a chance to actually repair stuff. With the New Republic, maybe getting the Era 4 or 5 modern Corvette with CR-90, so... maybe at some point we'll do some of the other new class stuff. The problem with those is just that their designs only come from the Kraken threat dossier, which is not the best source for anything. Will there be more fan-in ships in Fall of the Republic? I can see the... No. So we are not doing any fan-in stuff for Fall of the Republic. The only time we use fan-in is when it's stuff that we invented ourselves for factions that need it, which the Republic and CIS don't need. Like, we've designed the Empire of the Hand ships based on general ideas from what their stuff we feel like they could look like for... based on the information that they do give in the books and everything. But, like, we don't invent stuff for the Imperial Remnant, for the New Republic, because those are factions that are very well fleshed out with actual stuff. There's no reason to invent anything. We only put it in places where we know they had other stuff, we just don't know what that other stuff is. Alright, I think we are losing. Did you give us a glimpse of heroes and Fallen? Well, I showed off the ones that are already in game with the preview we did recently, and we've put out the hero lists. Like, the stuff that we have, that we had in game in those preview videos I put out, is the stuff that's done. So I can't really show off anything else because there's really nothing else to show off yet. There are a few art assets that are in progress, but nothing in game yet. Other than that was With 2.2, some of the ships were no longer available in multiplayer, such as the MC40. Is this a permanent change? We had to stay with stuff that wouldn't fill up the build bar, and so we usually pick, especially when we're trying to keep the balance between the factions, and some factions have larger rosters than others. So we generally picked one thing within a role and went with that.
Station ready.
So as it is, the MC40A we figured wasn't as necessary when you had both the assault frigate and the BAC. So maybe as we diversify some of the roles between ships a little bit more, it'd get added back in. But in general, we also still want to make sure that stuff fits on the build bar, because you have the heroes as well. And if we wanted the base game map to be compatible, we had to stick with
Receiving message.
the base markers. We'd rather just have people using our maps, because that we made, like, we designed the mod around them. Or, nope, we designed them around the mod. Need to fix that. Sorry, headphones came out. But when multiplayer was first re-enabled, there were a lot of issues getting maps to work, like custom maps to work, without just immediately desyncing, which is why we had to make some of the changes we did. But we do want to make some significant skirmish changes, so a lot of that will probably be reevaluated later. Is the Mandator line canon now, since they showed the new Mandator 4 and episode? Well, the only stuff that was really known about Mandators in the first place was that they existed. The Mandator 4 in episode 8 is the only one that's gotten an official design, even though it doesn't match with anything that was described about the previous Mandator ships, so it doesn't really tell us anything about the Legends Mandators. I like a lot of the designs in the new trilogy. I think they fit as a good continuation of some of the stuff that was in the original trilogy, but
Loading transmission.
the Mandator I fucking hate.
Our target priority is the laser cannons.
Like, I like the Radis as it's similar to the Viscount in some ways, but not exactly. I like the kind of the overhang it has and all that. So I like the Radis. I even like some of the smaller boxier New Republic stuff. Or Resistance, rather. I guess they would have been New Republic designs as well, but either way, you know what I mean. It's just the Mandator, and the Mandator is just awful. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea.
Scratch one. Look out!
Where are you?
Alright, may as well just kill an ISD.
Cover me! Checking course.
Station ready.
Guess how much trouble getting from these. Are the First Order battle cruisers based on the Allegiance? Not really. They're just larger, like, the only similarity there is larger Star Destroyer.
Commencing attack. Open fire.
Favorite capital ship if you have an or? I don't know about capital ship. I like Nebulas.
Hangars taking severe damage.
They're coming around. Orbital command available. I can't hold out.
Alright,
At your command.
so it looks like we're losing. But
Space station is
seemed to be stable that whole game, so that's good. So I'll try to wait a couple seconds before the before opening up the next lobby, just so that the stream has a couple seconds to catch up when people see that the game's ended. So if you refresh in the lobby, it'll be the game will be up there. So I am going to ask that the people who participated in this game, if you would sit out the second game, or at least a little bit, to see. I want to make sure that people have a chance to play if they want to play, and then if they wanted to rejoin in the game after that, then they're more than welcome to. But good game, Cinco to Sammy, Zero Scale, and CM Gamer. Thank you for joining. Vanquish is asking, would you keep Dominion and Megador as Belladors, or can we hope to see one day your own set? So, the plan with them is to keep one as a Bellador and put one as a Mandator. Mandator 2 or 3. Because they seem to fit most with what those would have been. It doesn't really make sense to try to invent 2 whole new classes for them. Like, there's no real reason to do that. All right. So once you guys see the stream catch up to here, I will now host. Actually, I'll host in 15, 14, 13. So when you hear the 12, it'll be up 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll try 3v3, I guess, because that worked. And I'm gonna play Empire this time, because I usually try to go through Empire, New Republic, and Empire of the Hand with each one. Alright, so we've got 3 Empire, 3 New Republic. Just need... Tabby needs to switch to Team 1. There we go. Will the CIS play similar as they would be in Raw, or are you taking a different direction? Well, the overall design direction of the mod is very different from Raw. Like, the mod plays very differently as a whole. It plays more like TR, so it's hard to answer that question. Like, the faction is definitely more quantity over quality. So that would be the best way I could describe it. But I mean, the way the factions work in Republic at War is generally 1 or 2 good units, and then by the end the others become kind of irrelevant. So we're trying to avoid that. Anyone's free to join, Philip.
TIE Interceptor here. Course set.
What will the next campaign be in 2.3? I'd love to see. So it'll probably be the Empire or New Republic. It depends on how far certain features are.
Unit in production.
Unit in production.
Interceptor squad reporting. Orders, sir. Instructions received.
Alright, I may need to rehost. Nope. Okay, we're still good. Will the CIS get weapons that appeared in the show, like Super Tank or Desolator? The stuff that has been announced is all we currently have planned. In the future, we'll decide what resources we have and what makes sense for the game. And we'd add more based on that for versions beyond 0.5. But we haven't made any solid decisions beyond just what we have announced.
Building started. Building under
Squadron standing
construction.
by. For the Empire. Cruiser online.
Alright, we are good there.
Navigating. Decoding transmission.
Unit in production.
The AI has been edited in TR to build things and attack more sensibly.
Move to attack.
Frigate here.
They're generally not given extra free stuff though.
Move to attack.
On hard they get, I think the modifier is like 1.5 times credits, which is relatively low in the world of EAW AI.
Attack run.
And then on normal I think it's the same as what you get. On easy it's less.
Ready for action. Sir, I've detected.
Constructing unit.
Vehicle in production.
Getting a lock. Intercepting. I'm on. Reporting in. Direct fire on the engine. Stay in formation. Get behind them. I have them now. Excellent. Roger that. Changing course to intercept.
Alright, we're doing a little bit better with the mind control this game.
Attack.
Got a few Lancers over there.
Coming in quick.
So let's help out with some Lancers over here.
Sir, I've got him. I've got him.
One of the things that I do want to adjust a little bit is how much the game is just built around rushing mines.
Upgrade in progress.
Because they should be important, but it's just 90% of the game right now,
Commence attack.
which is not as fun as it could be.
More enemy craft. Go after them. Taking fire. Acquiring target. Enemies in range. Regroup. Commander, they're hitting us.
Will the AI in Fall Republic be like the Republic War one? No. So again, basically expect stuff to be like in Thrawn's Revenge.
Cancelled.
The only similarity between Fall of the Republic and Republic at War is they're both Clone Wars mods. There's no real reason to expect anything to be more like Republic at War than any other mod for Empire at War.
Cruiser online. Enemy forces
What
sighted.
was the most difficult ship model to make for TR? I'm not sure. Anything round is always difficult. So like Mon Calamari ships are always hard to make and make look
Orbital
good,
command available.
just because they're such a weird shape. So
Constructing.
usually those I'd say. Davis was always pretty good at them though. Are you going to an open lobby tomorrow? Well, these lobbies are open.
Where'd he go?
So all the community matches, the lobbies are open. It's just the games fill up really fast sometimes.
Eyes reporting in.
So any of the community matches that I do, it's open to everyone. I am thinking about doing some additional patron game nights, just as demand goes up, so that patrons I can make sure get in as well. But
Sir, I know where to run. I've got him.
But yeah, so I am going to be trying to do once a week. I'll try to do the community matches, and I'll try to get them on different days and times, so that even if one week doesn't work out for someone, hopefully
Cruiser reporting.
one of the following weeks it will.
Navigating to coordinates. At your command.
Unit in production.
Let me get some more anti-fighter.
Under attack. Hypervelocity cannon firing.
Getting a lock.
I made a whole new ship your mod that are not in the base game. I'm potentially gonna do more tutorials around that. Like I've sort of covered the coding angle a bit. It is a bit more complicated doing the rest of it. I'm waiting for me to learn how to use the Blender exporter, because that's at least something that'll be available to everyone, whereas right now you need 3ds Max 6, 7, 8, or 9, which is a really old program that you can't buy anymore, which makes it kind of annoying and hard to get.
Receiving message.
So it's not the most accessible thing in the world right now, but Gawkler, who's a member of the community, is working on something that is for Blender, which is a free program that anyone can get, and it's once I learn how to use it and once I have the exporter, I'll do a video on that, and that'll hopefully help get some more people into the 3D side of Empire War modding.
Losing power. My scopes are jammed. Gunship reporting. Losing control.
Lots of frigate reporting.
Choose your reinforcements.
Location confirmed.
You know what the players and Switch player console commands do? Well, I don't think any of the console commands at all work in the regular game, but I think players just displays this. I think that might actually work in the regular game. I'm not 100% sure on that. And Switch player, is that the one in the debug mode that'll let you switch control between different factions, the Galactic map? There's a command that does that. So if you're playing as the New Republic, it'll let you switch over to any of the other factions. It'll cycle through all the factions in the game and give you control of their forces,
Attack position.
which is useful for testing stuff and figuring out when something's going wrong.
Attack formation.
Okay, that's for recorded games. Not bad. I wonder if the Republic will get a super ship or just more ships outside. Well, we've announced the unit list already, Zero Scale, so if you look at the news section for that, then you can see all what they're getting, but there is going to be the mandator for them.
At your command. Direct fire at their laser cannon. Our lasers have been
Choose
destroyed.
your reinforcements.
Flank speed. Ready for battle. Target those lasers.
Space station damaged.
Ready for action.
Upgrade in progress.
The Subjugator, I actually messaged Sleverd today. He's been working on it for a while, but he's had a bunch of work stuff come up over the last few months, and he says he expects he'll be done in like 2 weeks. So we should actually have some pictures of the Malevolence soon. I'm really trying to get to a point where we can start doing the preview playthroughs for Fall of the Republic.
Go after the stragglers. Regroup for another attack. They're coming in quick. Engaging the enemy. Roger that. I copy. Attack! Shield's almost gone. Form up. Navigating to coordinates. Cover me now.
Victory 1s are better anti-fighter. Victory 2 is better anti-ship.
Awaiting orders. Reporting.
It's a little bit different in 2.3, because some of the weapons work a bit differently. But there's a lot of stuff that works differently in 2.3. But I think we've got this locked down now. This map probably, because it's meant to be a 3v3 map, it probably has a few too many mines. It's probably better if we switch this over to having like one near the base instead of both of those, and then get rid of either one or two on each side, and one in the middle.
Returning to your position. I'll take care of this.
But yeah, so once the preview playthroughs start for Fall of the Republic, I was talking to Shaq about each of us doing one at the same time. So if he's on board still, he'd be doing the Republic while I do the CIS, and then we'd sort of like link people back and forth, which I think would be pretty good for both the mod and the channel, because Shaq.
Watch for enemy ships.
And then after I'm done with the CIS, I'd also do Republic.
Awaiting instruction. Black speed.
Hypervelocity gun available.
At your
Alright,
command.
it's not quite available yet, so it's lying to me, but
Upgrade in progress.
let's grab some of these upgrades.
Yes, sir.
Fire. Yes, Commander. Fire.
Because other than even only like 1 or 2 games with Gull, I never really did any collaboration stuff in 2018. So I'm hoping to change that, work with some more channels again in 2019. So hopefully more stuff with Gull when he's available, some more videos with just some of my friends, maybe some stuff with Shaq, see if there's anything I can do with Eckhart. Just force myself into everyone's life. But my roommate and I were actually planning to watch the Clone Wars cartoon. So he and I will watch first the movie and then episodes, and after each one we'll do like a recap.
Hypervelocity
And we'll
gun
see how that
available.
goes, if people enjoy that.
Hypervelocity cannon firing. Upgrade complete.
Ready. Open fire. Coming about.
Video game guy, once the lobbies are up, they're open to anyone, so once the game's over, I just wait, usually like 30 seconds, put up the lobby, and then people can join. So as long as you've got the mod, you should be able to launch it up and join. Alright, we have the tech level, we have a lot of money. We'll get an IST, I'll get a couple IST2s.
Upgrade in progress.
Nowhere to run.
You gonna do these regularly again? Yeah, so I'm hoping to do once a week to have community matches. So
Taking them out.
3 weeks a month it'd probably be ICW, 1 week a month it'd be Ascendancy, and sometimes we'll probably even have
Commander.
both in a week. We'll see. Like, it'll depend on what's going on that week and what demand seems to be like for it. Because if people don't want to show up, then I won't really bother doing it all the time. I don't want to oversaturate it. But the idea is just once a week on average, we'd have that, and then I try to alternate between different days and times. So I'm gonna have a more fixed stream schedule. So like specific days at specific times, I'll be streaming again. It's just which slot it'll go into. So it might be at like the Wednesday at 5 p.m. slot, or the Saturday at 3 p.m. slot, Sunday at whatever p.m. But it'll all be announced beforehand. I'm gonna try to do a lot better with announcing that sort of stuff, so that people have like a week's notice, or at least a few days, and can sort of plan around it.
Cruiser reporting.
You mean you're going to upload reviews of the Clone Wars episode? Basically, yeah. So, like, we'll watch it, we'll go over what happened in the episode or the movie, we'll talk about our opinions on it, and so maybe like 15 to 20 minute videos, and we'll go through all the seasons and preparation for the new season coming out. Because I've only seen the first couple seasons. I've seen the movie, but we'll go over it. I think he's my only friend in real life that likes Star Wars too. So.
Cruiser reporting. Attacking target.
Please keep in mind there are people watching in Europe when you'll be fixing time. Yeah, so I try to accommodate as much as I can. but I also have to stream at times when I'm going to be awake and at home. So I generally try to do the weekend ones a bit earlier because then people in Europe can still be up. That's why I actually do 3 p.m. because it's still the afternoon for North America, and then it's later evening in Europe, so most places in Europe should be just after dinner and after lunch for North America. Whereas during the week, I try to start at either 4 or 5 p.m. EST in my time, because then it's usually just around after work for North America, and it's relatively late in Europe, but it's still just before bed.
Attacking. Destination confirmed.
And there's also like New Zealand and Australia to take into account, but
Ion cannon firing.
have we watched the Clone Wars? Well, it's on Netflix still, I think. It's at least on Netflix Canada.
Targeting.
Give it to Eastern or Central Time. Well, all the times when I post them, I say in Eastern.
Ready.
That's where I live.
Open fire. Attack that target.
Gunship.
All right.
reporting.
So it looks like we got this one. So thank you for joining Blake, Tabby, Slappy, Junk, and Genghis Khan. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, taking over most of the world, Mr. Khan. Yeah, so next round, the people who are in the first game are welcome to join again. We'll try to do another 3v3, or maybe even like a 2v2v2.
Hypervelocity.
I will ask that the people who were in this game give it a few minutes just to see if we can let someone else in who hasn't had a chance to play yet. Because I do want to give people a chance if they want to join. But we should be at GG in just a moment.
Decoding transmission.
Unit in production.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
We're being targeted.
Hey, there's Abathon.
Choose your reinforcements.
Moving to coordinates.
If you're new to this game, what mode do you recommend beginning with? Well, most people play Galactic Conquest on their own, so if you were aiming to do that, I generally suggest starting out with the Thrawn campaign Galactic Conquest, because it's the simplest. There's the fewest factions. They're relatively symmetrical starts.
Star Destroyer standing by.
You can also play around in skirmish a bit, get you an idea of what the combat's like. Why is it so laggy? Is that an engine? So, like a lot of games, especially older games, it's as laggy for one person in the game as it is for another. So it's based off of the person with the lowest performance or connection speed or whatever, just like in Sins. You can see here Slappy's got a kind of low frames right now, so whenever he'd be stuttering, we'd be stuttering as well. Especially with 6 players late game, you kind of expect a little bit of lag.
I've got him.
You can view the latency thing right here.
Our primary engine system is down.
I'm on this one.
Because I think it's direct.
Hypervelocity gun available.
I think it is peer-to-peer. You set it to destroy enemy instead of destroy station. You can, but generally once the station's down, it's just clean up at that point.
Hypervelocity gun
So I'd rather just
upgrade.
keep it moving.
Constructing unit.
really anything under 200 is pretty good for Empire at War. MP at least. Yep. Well, that's fine. I'll have to relaunch the game, unfortunately. Will you be able to capture enemy ships and follow the Republic? We probably won't be including the boarding shuttles for the CIS or the Republic, because we're trying to keep that a bit more thematically distinct. Whereas after Endor, it was this big mishmash of a bunch of people stealing each other's crap and trying to take over after everything collapsed. During the Clone Wars, it was a bit more of a clear, like, who's who kind of deal. Let's go to Frozen Wastes. And I'm going to play as Empire of the Hand this game. How do you get the game to run windowed? If you just go to the video options, there should be an option for it. I can't open it right now, but... Under Assault? Let's do this one then. Will more ships get microjump? Yeah, so we'll probably put microjump will go in a few other places once we're sure everything's working fine with it, which it seems to be for that one. And we're also trying to make some other abilities like that. The games are open to everyone, Julian, but it's full right now.
Ready for action.
There be so there should be another one. Because these ones have gone fairly fast.
TIE Squadron here. Course set. Station ready. TIEs reporting in. Orbital command available.
Because I usually want to go at least an hour and a half for these. So it looks like at that rate we might be able to get in even 5 games.
Orders, sir.
Especially when the game's actually cooperating like this, which it doesn't always do.
Ready for command, sir. TIE Squadron standing by. Ready for battle. Roger that. Instructions received.
Alright.
Receiving message.
Vehicle in production. Unit cancelled. Unit in production.
Building under construction.
Form up. Awaiting orders.
Vigilance standing by.
Choose your reinforcements.
Right away, sir.
Decoding transmission.
Nope, don't leave. I need you to capture this.
I copy. Reporting.
Don't.
Ion engine.
You have a job to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, Commander.
We're protecting that.
Broadside frigate here.
Attack formation.
Choose your reinforcements.
Setting course.
Examining my sights.
Yeah, it happened a couple times in the Clone Wars, but
Construction complete.
post-Endor it was like a regular occurrence that people would steal stuff. We don't want giant fleets of like mixed Venators and Providences and stuff in Fall of the Republic, because the factions had more of a distinct identity. There's a chance it'd show up in some cases, the boarding ability, but it's not going to be a regular thing. It's not going to be anywhere near as prominent as it can be in ICW.
Ready for action.
Unit in production.
Yes, sir. Awaiting orders.
Right,
Moving
turn a
into
little
the
bit.
asteroid field. All batteries, fire on that target.
Station ready. Direct fire on the engines.
Broadside frigate here.
Attacking the laser.
So next week, I think we will do it on Twitch.
Take out those.
We'll see how that goes,
Choose
and
your reinforcements.
I'll put the VOD on YouTube. So I do post the schedule for the community matches on, or for all the streams of the week, on the community page on YouTube, as well as on the Discord server. So if you are ever curious about what the stream schedule is for the week, that's always posted, or that's generally posted on Sundays. So you can see it in either of those locations on Sundays.
Ties reporting in.
Okay, we'll see if we can help down there as well.
Constructing unit.
They might just have that. Oh, fuck. Forgot this was a thing in multiplayer as well. After the latest TR version comes out, will you do multiplayer ground battles? Yeah, so there should be a bit more done for ground rebalancing and everything in 2.3, so we'll probably start doing some
Awaiting your orders.
community matches in ground battles.
Standing by.
Or some ground battles and community matches, rather. Whichever way you want to say that.
Heavy cruiser on
Choose
standby.
your reinforcements.
Heavy cruiser moving out.
Commander, they're hitting
Heavy
us.
cruiser on standby. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders.
Where'd he go? Nowhere to run.
It'll still be primarily space,
Moving to attack.
but there will be some ground.
Holding fire for maximum effect.
Opening fire.
At your command.
Vehicle in production.
Unit in
Awaiting
production.
your orders.
Hypervelocity gun available.
Heavy cruiser on standby. Moving to attack. Destroy their main batteries.
Receiving message.
Unit cancelled.
Heavy cruiser.
Alright, we need some fighters up
now
here.
firing.
Warlord class gun should be
Choose your reinforcements.
Acknowledged, sir.
Awaiting your orders. Opening fire. standby.
How do you go in the chatting game? You just press enter and then you can chat. Alright, so it looks like we've got
Building under construction.
this all secured.
Orders, sir.
Go and get that one. How are we doing over here?
Cruiser firing.
Decoding transmission.
And I guess I'll get an ascendancy.
Constructing unit.
Broadside frigate here.
Beginning
Ready for
construction.
command, sir. TIE squadron standing by.
Awaiting your orders. Focus fire on the heavy guns.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to take down these lancers with this
Firepower.
Rosvoli. I always want to call it a booty wreck still.
Firing.
It hasn't been that for a long time.
Engines disabled.
Oh, you are trying to be sneaky, aren't you?
Closing in on the target.
Who's that? Mwahaha?
We stand ready.
Hypervelocity cannon firing.
Ready for action.
Construction complete.
I guess it's Mwahaha. Because
Space
Mwahaha,
station
that's
under
all
attack.
one word.
Heavy cruiser on standby. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders.
Holding fire for maximum effect.
Engaging enemy. Heavy cruiser.
Construction complete.
We can't just kill our mines like that.
Station ready.
Right, how are we doing up here? I think we've got
Awaiting your
that.
orders.
Maybe.
Ascendancy at the ready.
Choose your reinforcements.
Location locked. Heading out.
Orbital command available.
Alright, I'll save up for phalanx.
Ready for battle.
Ascendancy at the ready. Orders confirmed.
We're gonna lose both of those sides.
Destroyer comms open.
Well, let's see what we can get down there.
Warlord class gunship here.
Targeting at
Heavy
maximum
cruiser on
firepower.
standby. Destroy their main batteries.
At your command.
Get a peltist. Okay.
Production.
They're just gonna blow all our mines.
Heavy cruiser. Ready to receive
Roger
orders.
that.
Ascendancy at the ready. We'll get there.
Oh crap. Emergency retreat is on some stuff in skirmish still.
Warm up. Deploy.
That's why we had to do a bunch of variants so that that stuff wouldn't still
Awaiting your
exist.
orders. Focus
But
fire on the
I guess we
heavy
missed a
guns.
few of them in the released version.
Awaiting orders.
Star Destroyer
Copy.
comms open.
For the
Ready to
Empire.
receive orders. Ascendancy at the
Alright,
ready.
you've gotta...
Star Destroyer comms open.
You guys hold back a little bit.
Ready to receive orders.
You still fire on that.
Space station.
We're gonna
ready.
lose our stuff
Heavy
that way.
cruiser on standby.
Excellent shot.
Receiving message. Draw their fire.
Ascendancy at the ready.
Okay, let's take out those mines. I'll probably have to go down to a 4-player match next time. This one just filled up before I could
Decoding transmission.
get down that low.
I have them now. I'm on them.
May as well go for a chaff.
Constructing unit.
Well, thanks for coming out, Julian.
Star Destroyer comms open. Orders confirmed. We'll get
Right,
there.
there's that one. Let's take out this this Lancer so we can get in a bit closer.
Heavy cruiser. Proceeding there now.
Ready to receive orders. Firing sequence engaged.
And once those fighters are down, there we go.
Thrawn would approve.
Hey Spartan, how's it going?
Choose your reinforcements.
Coordinates received.
Hypervelocity cannon firing.
Alright. I think we should be good on this side of the map now too. We don't have as many fighters out here, but we do have some vigilance here, which are going to be able to help against the fighters.
Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
So let's take out that Lancer.
Initialize General Bombard.
Empire War have some sort of deal right now. I'm actually not sure if it's on sale. I think the Steam Winter Sale is still going on, so I suspect it might be. But I'm not 100% sure.
Ready for action. Yes, sir.
Thanks, heavy destroyer stands ready.
Choose your reinforcements.
Drive engaged.
Coming around. I got one.
Even if it's on sale in some other place though, like GOG, only get Steam copies.
Heavy assault cruiser ready.
Because otherwise you don't get multiplayer and you don't get the all the other stuff they patched.
For maximum effect.
Yes, Commander. Locking on.
Oh, you need to go over there and actually
Ready.
capture that.
I've got them in my sights.
So that should get our economy back on the flowing again, I guess.
Getting a lock.
Decoding your
It's not on sale? Yeah. You can get it for as cheap as like $5 if you just wait a minute. I think it's been like once every other month it's been on sale. So
Station ready.
if it's not right now, then if you wait a little bit, it'll probably be soon enough. Okay, the big thing with this map is we have to get rid of these stupid
new instructions, Commander.
vision things that we are currently taking advantage of. But then they can just drop stuff in wherever they like.
Locking on.
Star Destroyer comms open.
Enemies in range. Intercepting.
Location locked. Heading out.
I'm on them. TIE squadron here.
Right, there we go.
Constructing.
Heavy assault cruiser ready. All batteries
Stay in
fired.
formation. Get behind them.
Yeah, even if you own EAW for another plat, like if you have the disc version or the GOG version, if you can spare the $5 whenever it's on sale, 5 to 10, I usually do recommend that people get the Steam version, because you're generally going to have a much better time with it, especially if you play mods.
Target locked.
Because especially as things move forward, it's going to be more and more common for mods to not even be able to release on the non-Steam versions. So really just watch for a sale and pick it up if you still like EAW.
Beginning
Ready to
construction.
receive orders.
At your command.
I was thinking about,
Attack formation.
like, I want to do a tournament, an Empire at War tournament in the mod at some point this year. I've been working out the details. We were discussing it with the team a little bit. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to handle that. And there will be some sort of prize for it. Obviously, it wouldn't be a very good prize to have an Empire at War giveaway to the winners or for placing in that, because obviously if they're participating, they have the game. But I am trying to think of something we can do where I can work in giving out a copy, like a Steam copy of Empire at War to people who don't have it. Because obviously, like, I can't afford to buy it for everyone, because I make less than minimum wage. But I would like to do something
I got one.
involving that.
Warm up. I've got them in my sights.
No, for the tournament, I think I'm probably gonna do like a overall $50 prize pool. So it'd be probably Steam money
Awaiting orders.
for people. And so whatever the first prize would probably be like $25. Second prize would be 10
Coming back around for
or something, and then third and fourth would be 5, something like that.
All batteries fire.
It'll just take a lot of organizing, because as soon as you have a prize like that for something, then you need to start thinking of like edge cases and covering for cheating. Because if it's just a for fun tournament, if someone cheats, then you just call them an asshole and move on. But if it's for like an actual prize and people feel like they're getting cheated, then that's more of a problem.
Destroyer at the ready.
Targeting at maximum firepower.
reporting.
All right, I think we're on the way to victory. I'm gonna
Velocity cannon firing.
show that Ton Falcu's boss.
Receiving message.
Hypervelocity gun available.
Target locked. Eliminating target.
Ascendancy at the ready.
Decoding your transmission. Engage.
I'm losing.
All right, so we can start moving in a little bit on the base.
Ready.
Stay in formation.
Target locked.
Decoding.
Yeah, I'm trying to plan a lot of stuff for this year that'll hopefully all work out and hopefully
Unit in production.
be enjoyable for everyone.
Shot Star Destroyer at the ready.
Excellent shot.
Taking fire. Get behind them.
Construction complete.
Need to turn off my phone notifications.
Bringing Mega Mazes to bear.
There we go.
All
Okay, so I think we got this one.
awaiting new instructions, Commander.
Heavy cruiser on standby.
Heavy assault cruiser ready.
Heavy cruiser. Heavy cruiser moving out.
Ready for action.
I'm gonna save up for a Peltest.
Star Destroyer at the ready.
That'll be our next ship.
Thanks, Heavy Destroyer stands ready. Coordinates received.
Star Destroyer comms open.
Did you require your roommate to be a Star Wars fan, or that was a coincidence?
Choose your reinforcements.
Coming
Coming around.
Decoding your transmission. Awaiting new instructions, Commander.
All power to the engines.
Engage.
All right.
I've got them in my sights. I got.
Okay, I guess we can't just
Stand ready.
abandon this stuff.
Awaiting your orders.
Thanks, Heavy Destroyer stands ready. Vectors set. Star Destroyer at the ready.
I mean, I've probably had 15 roommates, and he's the only one that was, so this is my proof.
Commander, they're hitting us.
No, I don't think it was 15. Let's see. 3 first year. Another 3 first year during the summer that they subletted their rooms to. Then I moved in with my other friend, so we're up to 7. And the guy that replaced him when he went back home, there was 8. Then...
Draw their fire.
4... At that place, so that's 12. And then the other 2 I've had were repeats, so yeah, I guess 12.
Decoding your transmission.
Well, do I want to count my family? Because then
Formation.
get my sister, my mom, and my dad, then we're up to 15, and I didn't lie.
Coming back around for another run.
Yeah, well, first year, because I lived in res, so you just live with whoever you're assigned to. They were all fine. Got along all right, but one of them was in 4th year when I was coming into 1st year. One was in 2nd year, and then one other one was in 1st year.
Getting a lock.
So, hung out a bit, but then one graduated, one moved in with his girlfriend in 3rd year. The other one, I don't think any of us really saw the other one very much. Brian, I think his name was. But then during the summer when they all moved, they all went back home for the summer. So they all subletted their rooms. So that was 6 in 1 year. And I stayed for the summer. I didn't want to move back home. So
Eliminating target.
one of them was like super disgusting. Then the other 3 of us got along really well.
Intercept.
Especially when we were talking about how disgusting the other one was.
Station ready.
She'd like watch someone's kid, which is fine, but then the kid would smear cake on the walls and she didn't clean it, which you'd think would be something you'd want to clean if you don't want to live in that. But yeah. Then one of my friends from my hometown moved up to Ottawa and started going to school. He was a year younger than me. So when he was in 1st year and I was in 2nd year, we got an apartment. But then he had to move back to my hometown for 3rd year, so I ended up having to get someone to take over his half of the lease, which was probably the worst roommate I ever had. He was a real piece of work, but I had to get someone really fast. Then 3rd year, or no, that would have 4th year, I moved in with 3 of my friends. It was like it advertised itself as student housing. So the 3 of them had it was like a townhouse kind of thing, and you rented a room. So the 3 of them had lived together in that place for a while, and there was 2 free rooms. So I rented one of the free rooms, and that was the first place I lived with my current roommate because he lived there as well. My other friend is who I moved in with after we lived there. We lived there together for like 2 years after that. Alright.
Star Destroyer comms open.
So the guy I lived with who took over my other friend's lease, you ever seen those rotisserie chickens, the whole rotisserie chickens you can buy from, like, in Canada I'd say Zayres. I don't know, is Zayres an American thing? I don't know if it's anywhere else, but just think like the whole roasted chickens that you can buy. They come in the plastic packaging. He bought one of those. I was going home for a week for some reason. He left it out on the counter before I left. And when I came back, it was still in the same place on the counter, and it had grown a bunch of mold. So I used to have a picture of it. It was so disgusting. He just left it there.
Locking on. Enemies in range.
Well, Anna can have Captain Rex on the ground. Well, we've already done the full hero rosters and the full unit rosters for everything we know of for 0.5. So anything that's not on that list won't be in 0.5, and we haven't made any solid plans for what we do after that. So basically just assume if it's not on the list, it's not in that version.
Choose your reinforcements.
Orders confirmed.
Alright, so that should do it for this game. I think we should have time. Yeah, we should have time for one more. We're about to win this one, so thanks for playing Zero Scale, CM Gamer, Hero Socialist, Labor, Mwaha, and Fleppo. So we'll finish this one, and I will get the next lobby up about 30 seconds after this one ends. So everyone mash refresh on the lobby. I'm going to ask that anyone who was in this game to give it a little while for other people who haven't had a chance to play yet to join before joining yourself. So if no one joins in like the first minute or something, then it'll be open to everyone again. But we'll see if we can get 3 new people in.
Stay in formation. Get behind them. Eliminating target.
We are victorious.
Yeah, it's going to be 2v2 just because that's tends to be a little bit less laggy because there's less stuff going on. So we'll give it a shot. And I think I'm going to do Pentastar alignment this time. It looks like it'll be Pentastar alignment versus New Republic. It kind of sucks that you can't do like Maldruid versus Ariadu kind of stuff. Especially when we have the CSA done and we start to have other factions that are a bit more unique. There has to be one of the first 3. I'm not sure exactly what causes it. I think it has to do with how it creates the IDs for multiplayer games. So it's possible that Pentastar alignment versus Pentastar alignment would work. But I don't know other than that. So it usually won't let you ready up like this. Yeah, you'd have to be the only Imperial. So you have to have either the New Republic, Empire, or Empire of the Hand in each game, or else it just keeps telling you you're not allowed to do whatever you're doing. Kind of annoying. All right.
TIE Interceptor here. Interceptor Squad reporting. Course set. Orders, sir. Instructions received. Ready for command, sir. Engines activated.
Orbital command available.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a
Constructing
Raider.
unit.
and one of these
Vehicle in
boys.
production. Unit in production.
Squadron standing by.
One rady boy.
IPV reporting.
Choose your reinforcements.
Location confirmed.
When are you going to do another multiplayer stream? There'll be another one next week. I'm not 100% sure which day yet, so the stream schedule will be posted tomorrow on the Discord server as well as on the community page on YouTube. So I'm thinking it might be Wednesday next week, but it might be Saturday again. So I'm not 100% sure yet.
IPV reporting. Advancing.
Carrot Commander here.
Watch for enemy ships.
Awaiting
Go after them.
command.
Intercepting. Regroup. Roger that.
Reporting.
Awaiting your command.
I'm hit. We're being
Cannons
targeted.
armed. Attacking.
Building
Form up.
under construction.
At your command.
What are your orders? Come about.
Cruiser here.
Construction complete.
Space station
Construct-
under
Awaiting
attack.
orders.
Oh no!
Carrot Commander here. Charge laser cannons.
Come on, mine.
Copy.
Yeah.
Construction.
Okay, looks like he's already getting the upgrade.
Construction complete.
Reporting. Attacking.
Frequency open.
Kill these bombers if you can.
What are your orders? Come about.
I copy.
Building under
Reporting.
construction.
I don't know. I'm assuming they've got that, so I'm not gonna.
Construction complete.
Carrot
I'm not gonna
Commander
bother
here.
going for it.
Charge laser cannons.
Receiving message.
Unit in production.
I'll save up for one of these.
Constructing unit.
Reporting. Attacking.
Construction complete.
What are your orders?
Choose your reinforcements.
Moving to sector.
Come on, Architans.
Carrot Commander here.
Construction complete.
I think these two should be able to take out that guy.
Decoding transmission.
Vehicle in production.
Unit in production.
What are your orders?
Right now, I'm just gonna focus on some units.
Charge laser cannons.
It's not 1 versus 2. Genghis Khan just chose the black color there, which I don't know why we
Choose
still
your
have that,
reinforcements.
or why I put it in,
Carrot en route.
because it's
Ready for action.
not the best choice I've ever made. With Galactic Conquest colors, we kind of run out of choices, but with multiplayer,
Attacking.
it doesn't need to be anything specific.
IPV reporting.
Choose your reinforcements.
Confirmed.
Come about. Reporting. Charge laser cannons.
Roger that.
What are your orders? Carrot Commander here.
Move in. My scopes are jammed.
Attacking.
Nowhere to go.
Form up. Losing power.
Cruiser online.
Space station under attack.
Navigating.
I can't
Reporting.
switch position.
Come about.
Gun them down.
Station ready.
Unit in production. Upgrade in progress.
Unit in production.
Unit cancelled.
All right, we're doing all right with
Orbital
money.
command available.
I'll have to jump in that raider down here, I think.
What are your orders? Charge laser cannons.
Reinforcement available.
Cruiser here. Attacking.
Carrot Commander here. Attacking.
Choose your reinforcements.
Moving out.
Okay, they're probably really hurting for money.
Yes, Commander. Bomber standing
Reporting in.
by.
Reporting in.
Reporting.
And Architens up there. They have some fighters harassing our mines down here, but
Right away.
Unable to shake them.
that shouldn't be a problem for long.
At your command.
Hypervelocity gun available.
Where are the others?
Unit.
We'll
in
get another
production.
Ventricorn Precursor.
They're coming in quick.
I think he's building the
Unit cancelled.
the Tech Level 3 upgrade.
Awaiting orders.
Taking fire.
Enemies in range. Location confirmed.
Okay, we'll have to
Enemies
clear
in
that out.
range.
So we'll send the Precursor down here.
Copy that. Moving out.
Heavy victory standing by.
Bomber squadron reporting.
Beginning
Ready for
construction.
orders. Yes, sir.
Hypervelocity cannon firing.
Engage thrusters.
Copy.
Heavy victory standing by.
I copy. Closing on target.
Hypervelocity cannon firing.
Did that just...
Cruiser here.
What the fuck?
Heading out.
Oh, there we go. That was odd.
Construction complete.
Reporting. Heading out.
This is the captain.
Our space station is under
Awaiting
attack.
command. Affirmative.
Standing by.
Ready.
Building started.
Vehicle in production.
He won't be
Oh,
around much.
I actually
longer.
wanted you, I didn't want you.
Unit in production.
Receiving message.
Yes, Commander. Enemies in range.
Heavy victory standing by.
Changing course to intercept.
Building under construction.
Choose your reinforcements.
Okay, Trellix.
Setting course for those coordinates.
This is another map that has a bit too much income on it.
Pursuing enemy forces.
14 mines.
Advancing on your position.
Excellent shot.
Getting a lock.
Construction complete.
Enemies incoming.
Acquiring target.
Nebulon B frigate here.
Formation.
Choose your reinforcements.
Engaging the enemy.
Decoding transmission.
Constructing unit. Unit in production.
I got him.
Alright.
About to be destroyed.
Solar Flare is good. Yeah, I can't remember if the 2.2 version of Solar Flare has the
Frigate here.
sun in an obnoxious position. I know Rogue fixed it, I just can't remember if it was before 2.3. Or before 2.2 or if it was for 2.3.
I got
On
one.
deck.
So I was avoiding that.
Constructing.
Because it used to be like blinding.
What are your orders? Ahead full.
Standing by. Nebulon B frigate here.
Reinforcements en route.
Ready for action.
What do we want after that? I think that's good. Got our little Haven fleet.
Nebulon B frigate here.
Reinforcements en route. Hypervelocity gun available.
Construction
Little
complete.
2.4 preview for you right here. Is my internet modding with Pox coming back as well? Yep. So Pox and then whoever's available whenever.
Star cruiser here.
Depends on what we're doing with each one. But Pox seems to really enjoy doing it, so. Oh, those are our ships. I don't know why I'm trying to get ready to invade over there.
Requesting assistance.
Grant. There we go. This is the one I was looking for.
Star Cruiser standing by. Heading
But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that we're going to be working on that can be streamed. So, and especially when I get more into 3D modeling again, I figure there'll be some stuff that I record and then do like a time-lapse video, and some stuff that I'll probably live stream for it. I want to make sure I can make the channel and mod work together as well as possible. I don't want to do too much with one at the expense of the other.
at once.
And I only have 24 hours a day, which is an unfortunately very limiting factor. Especially on days that I get lazy.
Hypervelocity cannon firing.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Choose your reinforcements.
We should be able to have the Cardan in instead of the Valaduja for a couple of the Imperial factions. Probably Zinj and the Remnant, or like the main Empire. Maybe Raidu. Raidu we're kind of unsure on. Penastar will definitely keep Valaduja though.
Our target priority is the laser
For a second there I thought that was theirs, but they'd have allegiances.
holding for maximum firepower.
Commander, they're hitting us.
Form up. Throttle at full.
Where'd he go?
Directing all fire at the missile launchers.
Nowhere to run.
Awaiting orders.
Get behind him.
Something I noticed, I'm sure. Where's all Imperial factions? Yeah, so that was part of a half-done change that was accidentally included. It's all been fixed internally, and it'll be fixed for either 2.3 or what if there's another patch between now and then. They're going to be fixing there as well. Oh, the old secular model. Definitely much worse.
I've got him. Sir, I have them now. Enemies in range.
All right.
The lasers are our target.
So thanks for playing in this game, Genghis Khan, Piston Miner, and Awesome Creation. And also thanks to everyone who came out and either played or watched this in the stream here. Like I said, the next one should be next week. Definitely won't be another 6-month gap like that. I'll announce it on the community page, so that's the tab with all the, like, I guess, blog posts for YouTube, as well as in the Discord channel or a Discord server, in the streams and in the stream schedule channel, appropriately named. So that should be up tomorrow for anyone who's curious about when the next one will be, and it'll also be scheduled on the watch page. Or actually, no, because it's going to be on Twitch. Next one's going to be on Twitch, so it won't be scheduled as a stream on the live page. But anyways, hope you've all enjoyed this one and are looking forward to the next one. I'm going to keep saying things while these last 4 hard points get destroyed, and then eventually I will end the stream. If anyone would like to join the Discord server or support the channel on Patreon, links to that stuff are in the description. I can't think of anything else that I can say in this time. Revenant's Revenge might not be a joke after all.
Choose your reinforcements.
There we go. I wasn't able to fill that as well as I thought I would.
Hypervelocity cannon firing.
Alright, thanks for watching everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye!